Okay, everybody, how's it going? Everybody hear me all right? Sound check? Oops, hang on just a second here. You might hear an echo. Everything all right? Everybody hear me? Think everything's all right. I had something turned on. I didn't realize it. So how's everybody's week been? Yehuda, hi. How are you doing? Navalin, hopefully I pronounced that right. How are you doing? Welcome. This is I guess the second week in a row I've done this live stream. I fourth weekly live stream overall. I missed a week between, I believe, maybe it was 2 weeks. Um, so yeah, how's everybody doing? How's the weather where you're at? What time is it where you're at? Want to keep this stream kind of short. It's been a long week, and I don't want to. I want to respect everybody's time too. uh, yeah, long busy week as well. As you can see, there's a poll question up. I'm probably not going to leave it up too much longer. I was just curious what everybody thought was the highlight of the week. Uh, Sutibu, stormy, Seattle before dinner. Stormy in Seattle, huh? Sounds about right for Seattle, I guess, at least stereotypically. Here in where I'm at, it's dark out, and it's been actually today wasn't so bad. It was I think it was in close to the 50s, I believe, in Kansas City. But the last couple of days have been very cold, though, very frigid. I deliver on my day job on the weekends. I deliver packages, and it's very cold outside. Uh, Yehuda, you said you love the Crew 3 launch and Crew 2 return and Starlink launch and Starship test fire. So many SpaceX stuff this whole week. And you have the Artemis update, but mostly a SpaceX week. Yeah, it was very much a SpaceX week. Yeah, oh gosh, it was so compact that it feels weird that all this happened in 1 week. Was it Monday night that Crew 2 splashed down, and then 2 days later, Wednesday, Crew Dragon launched, and then Tuesday we had the Artemis program update, and then the Starship engine test on gosh, what day was that? Was that Thursday that test happened? Somebody in the chat remind me. Um, yeah, it's just kind of been a busy week. Yeah, I've lost track of a lot of stuff. No, yeah. I also want to spend the next week trying to get caught up on a lot of writing as well. Because I also edit for Spaceflight and edit and write for Spaceflight Insider. I've been gotten behind on Orbital Velocity stuff as well. But yeah, I kind of want to narrow down the focus of these. I mean, the last several weeks I've kind of been playing Kerbal Space Program, and last week in particular, I felt like it went kind of nowhere. I tried to launch a spacecraft to rescue some Kerbals and ended up stranding another Kerbal. So I'll probably come back to that at some point, but want to kind of keep the weekly streams kind of a recap of the week and kind of some fun chit chat. But yeah, we've kind of started talking about Crew 2 and Crew 3. I think NASA said that was some sort of record turnaround between splashdown on a landing in human spaceflight history. I assume they're talking about just for the particular program, um, but I don't know. I think that's kind of wanting to come up with some sort of record just to say you have a record. It is pretty cool, pretty amazing the how quickly they landed a crew and then launched a crew. But what else is going on? What other things happened this week? You guys, so you mentioned the Starlink launch, not really human spaceflight related, but I watched that launch and man, a foggy early morning in Florida, that would have been beautiful to actually witness in person. I know a few people who are down there for that, taking photos, and one of our photographers at Spaceflight Insider, Teresa Cross, that have had some wonderful photos of that. Um, just beautiful foggy launch. My favorite thing to happen this week, Yehuda. Um, Gosh, that's hard to tell, but probably the launch for Crew 3, just because, it's finally happened. They finally got them off the ground and back space station back up to a full capacity of 7 people. But Splashdown was pretty neat watching as well. I was hoping to actually see, um, possibly see reentry if they had actually splashed down when they were originally targeting, which was Monday morning. If they had done that, it would have come down across the United States, and I would have been able to see it. Instead, they landed that night, splashed down that night, and so pretty much anybody on the Gulf Coast, all around the Gulf Coast, got a nice show. Um, so yeah, and have you guys all been keeping up with a lot of the space news? Are you familiar with the Artemis program updates and how the return to the moon for the first moon landing in 50-ish, more than 50 years, has been delayed, not surprisingly, by at least a year, if not longer. 2025 is what they're looking for the crewed Artemis moon landing with SpaceX's lunar Starship. But hey, at least all that stuff has gotten taken care of in terms of the Blue Origin lawsuit, and that's all settled. Uh, um, but yeah, there's a lot of stuff happening with the Artemis program as well. One thing I think it's not really getting enough attention. Starting next year, we're actually going to get a bunch. I mean, things always get delayed because that's the nature of the space industry. But we're looking at possibly. Let me check this to make sure I'm not steering you guys wrong. 2022, probably up to 3 uncrewed, just small lunar lander payloads on to land on the moon, for the Artemis program as early as next year, starting as early as Q1 of next year. We have Peregrine moon landing with Astrobotic, as well as Intuitive Machines, their first lunar landing. So a lot of stuff happening with the Artemis program as well. And that's to say nothing with the human spaceflight side of things, and as well as SLS, getting that thing launched in the early part of the year. So I'm going to turn this poll off. Looks like most people thought the highlight of the week was the Starship Ship 20 engine test. Was it all 6 engines? I believe it was all 6 engines they tested. 3 um, Raptor sea level and 3 Raptor vacuum engines. I assume that's what it was. I'm going to go ahead and end this poll unless you guys want to, unless anybody wants to vote in it. You got a few seconds to do it. I'll wait a few seconds if you haven't voted. Okay, we're going to go ahead and end it. And it probably should give me a, there we go. Yeah, most people thought Crew 3, Ship 20 was the highlight of the week for them, and followed by Crew 3. Yehuda, when will we know the crew of Crew 4, and will Starliner launch crew, and who will be the first crew for Starliner? Your favorite crew was Crew 3 launch this week. Well, let me look some of that stuff up for you here. Crew 4, we know 3 of the 4, a lot of numbers there. We know 3 of the 4 astronauts who will be flying in Crew 4. And we got a spacecraft commander for Crew 4, and that's scheduled to launch, I believe, in April of 2022. We got Kjell Lindgren, who's going to be the spacecraft commander, NASA astronaut. He'll be on his second space flight. And we got Bob Hines, who will be on his first space flight, NASA astronaut. And the third person is Samantha Cristoforetti, who will be on her second space flight. She's a European Space Agency astronaut, and I believe she's Italian as well. The fourth crew is TBD. I guess the rumor mill has a NASA astronaut, Jessica Watkins. She's apparently been doing some training for that particular mission, but nothing is official as of right now. What was the rest of your question here? Starliner, when will Starliner launch? Starliner will launch when Starliner is ready. That's pretty much it. Yeah, that's gosh, I don't even know when they're even targeting now, because it's probably a quarter and not even a month or a day now. OFT2. Let's look that up. Um, yeah, they're basically sometime in the first half of the year. So, and the first crew for and that's going to be an uncrewed flight. Let me find it here. Where are we at? I'm trying to find. There we go. Crew. Where are you? So, once Starliner launches sometime in the first part of next year, then the next flight will be a crewed flight at some point after that. Um, I know because of a lot of the delays, they've kind of shuffled a lot of the Starliner crews around. I believe Barry Wilmore and Mike Fink are the, um, yes, those two at least are the ones looking to fly that mission. Maybe a third person as well, but that'll fly again when it's ready. Um, it's also something else that happened over the week was I think it was the ninth and final kind of a I'm drawing a blank of the wording for that here. Hang on. They used a mock-up basically in the Pacific Ocean. Oh gosh, where is it? I want to make sure I'm getting all this right here. Gosh, a lot did happen this week. Trying to go through my list of stuff here. Probably did that. The recovery team. There we go. The recovery team for the Orion capsule for SLS Artemis 1. They've been doing some sea trials and practicing in the Pacific Ocean. I think their ninth and final one was done over the last week, I believe. Again, I believe they finished it over the last weekend. Yeah, this last week felt like 3 weeks. But basically the first week of November, into the first weekend of November, they were doing some sea trials for a mock-up of the Orion capsule. And so that crew, as in the recovery team, that team is now certified to recover the Orion capsule when it lands or splashes down after the Artemis 1 mission, either several weeks after it launches, started as early as February. So that's another interesting thing that happened in the news this week. Hang on here. Grab a few other things. But anyway, it's been a busy week. I've got a lot of writing done for a lot of the crew stuff, and I'm working on some scripts again for several videos I'm working on. I need to start doing that again because the news was so busy over the week. I haven't had a lot of time to work on scripts for videos, but we're gonna work on that this week, and hopefully I'll have something out this week. That would be nice. But there's a lot of things with the day job and everything, and all the other commitments. I'd rather take my time and make sure I get a decent video out rather than rushing it and having it turn out crappy or something. Let's see. Got a few people on. It's been a busy week. Let's see, what else have I talked about here. I got a little list of other things I want to talk about. Also, the Discord server, I'm wanting to start that to be a little bit more active. It's kind of died over the last couple of months, and that's partially my fault. I haven't been that active on it. Um, and who was here for the? I'm kind of going all over the place at the moment. Who was watching the Crew 3 launch live stream that I was doing? I think Yehuda was on that. Hopefully, it turned out all right. I was kind of winging it. One thing I might do the next time something launches that I do a launch live stream is have something a little bit more scripted, or at least outlined. and probably going to mute a lot of some of the stuff that NASA plays because they had a few um, promos on that had some copyrighted music on. So I had to go deal with that. It wasn't a copyright strike or anything, just had some monetization issues, so I had to go mute those sections of the live stream later. But I got that taken care of. Another thing I want to start working on more often is to start not working on to building up better is the website. My website's kind of lagged a little bit. The front page is all right, but some of the other things on the website for Orbital Velocity has kind of taken a back seat. Like if you were to look at the visiting vehicle page, and it's kind of outdated at this point. I also want to have a whole page dedicated to the Tiangong space station. So that's kind of what my outlook is coming up. So as far as video scripting, want to do something on the Artemis program as well as some of the CLIP stuff. The commercial, the lunar landers that they're going to be landing starting next year. So commercial lunar payload services, and then so yeah, do an Artemis update maybe with a focus on that as well as some of the new dates for the Artemis program. And that might be my next video, and then finish the video for the Pirs and Poisk module. And then from there, I'm probably looking at something on the integrated truss assembly. And that's probably going to be the end of the year because when it comes to my day job delivering packages, it's coming up on peak season. So I'm going to have a lot of, I'm not going to have very much free time coming up. So I'm going to try to get as much as I can done in the next couple of weeks. Yehuda, you said, how did you come up with the name Orbital Velocity, and what made you start the YouTube channel? Orbital Velocity came about when I was in college, working on my degree for mass media, and we had a mass media boot camp class. That's what it was called, and one of our assignments was to create a blog, so that we could, the professor wanted us to have a semi-regular blog. I think it wasn't. She didn't actually ask us to post on a schedule. The whole thing was, do. I think she wanted us to do 20 blog posts over the course of a semester, and I was trying to come up with a name, and I was trying to think of something space related, but not like too common because everything's got space in its name and everything like that. And I think what I was thinking of was a space odyssey for some reason, and my mind started to think of things that sort of rhymed with that, and orbital velocity popped in, and then instead of saying a space odyssey, kind of the subheading was in my mind was a human spaceflight odyssey. So orbital velocity, a human spaceflight odyssey. That's kind of where that came from. And what made you want to start a YouTube channel? To add video content, and and try to make videos about things that aren't actually out there as well as they could have been, like the International Space Station modules, and just kind of get people excited about spaceflight in general. And I've always kind of liked the idea of making videos and working on the whole idea of crafting something and building it and honing in your skills. I like that, and I think as far as the media side of things, YouTube is a great way to do all that and to work on speaking skills and writing skills and photography skills if you go that route, editing skills. It's just kind of the whole 9 yards of things. So yeah, I hope that answers your question. Kind of a hodgepodge of answers there, but it's also getting late for me. I'm probably going to wrap this up real soon. I did say it was going to be relatively short. We're at 20 minutes. But yeah, it's been a busy week, and I plan on doing a live stream next week. I'm going to try to keep doing them weekly, even if they are short, like this one's going to be. Especially with especially with how busy the last week was. But I think this particular coming week, I don't think there's any major somebody can correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think there's any major human spaceflight things going on. There might be a spacewalk coming up. I'm not 100% sure on that, so don't quote me on that. But after that, I think we're looking at the launch of the I gotta remember how to pronounce this. Is the pre-call or pre-call module, the node module for the Russian segment? That's launching in about a week and a half. My goodness, that's already coming up. There were some pretty cool pictures online of it with the service module and them getting it ready for launch. And so, week and a half, 2 weeks, space station's gonna have another module. So, those are the big things coming up as far as the news coming of the for human space flight. And then we got Thanksgiving coming up, and then after that, oh, let me look at my calendar. I do keep the schedule on Orbital Velocity's website up to date as best as possible. Oh yeah, Cygnus is coming in. Are you going to live stream the launch of the new module? That depends on when what time the launch is. I need to look that up. It is the UTC 1306, which is, let's see, the 24th is a Wednesday. I might actually do that. That would be, let's see, I'm trying, math is killing me here today. Like 8 o'clock or something in the morning, 7 o'clock my time, somewhere around there. So yeah, I might do that. That's actually no guarantees, but I might do that. It's be an early morning for me. So yeah, we got the Cygnus departing actually on the 20th, so that's next weekend. So that's Cygnus NG-16 has been up there since, oh gosh, how long has it been up there? For several months now. Was it August? Did it launch in August? Let's see. Yeah, launched in August. So Cygnus is coming home next weekend. Then during the week after that, we got the pre-call module. And then once that launches, the Progress that's currently docked to the Nauka module will be undocking before the pre-call module can dock. And then on the 8th of December, there's a launch of Soyuz MS-20, which is I think it's the first non-crew rotation flight or non-station assembly flight to the space station ever, because it's going to launch 2 tourists or spaceflight participants, depending on how you want to do the nomenclature there, and also a professional cosmonaut. That's launching on December 8th, and they'll be up on the space station, I think, until the 20th. So the two participants going up is Yusaka Miyazawa. I think I'm pronouncing that right. He was the one that is financing the Dear Moon project to send people around the moon in a Starship spacecraft someday in the future. But he decided he couldn't wait, and him and his photographer or assistant, I can't remember his name, are going up to the space station on the first dedicated tourist mission with a professional cosmonaut. And that'll round out the year. Oh no, and then there's another Cargo Dragon launch in right before Christmas, December 21st. So I guess they'll get some Christmas presents on the space station. Santa SpaceX or SpaceX Santa, however you want to do it, will be launching on the 21st and docking a day later on the 22nd. Again, as schedules hold, because that's the nature of the space business. Things get delayed, weather, etc. So those are things upcoming. In terms of videos, like I said, I'm going to try to do an Artemis update video, the Piers and Poisk module, and let me see what else I had on my list. Santa X, I like that. Let's see. Where are we at here? We look at my content. I have a tentative content schedule I try to keep updated, but as my schedule gets busy, I have to delay it myself, just like space launches. So I do want to do something over the integrated truss structure. That might be 2 videos because I'd like to talk about the assembly of the truss and also the sub-assemblies of the truss segment. And I feel like that's probably best for 2 videos. I might try to do a video over the CRS-24 Cargo Dragon. And something that's been on my mind, a couple of things, maybe a video about what comes after the ISS, since there have been stuff in the news about multiple space stations that private companies are working on building. And I also kind of want to do something, this might be a more longer term video. Why go into space? Like some sort of video with that as the topic. Because that's kind of been in the news a lot lately. You got a lot of journalists that aren't in the space industry kind of critical of certain things in space. Justifiably so in terms of, in terms of the politics behind it. But I feel like we need to, as a community, to do a better job of explaining why going into space, specifically human space flight, why that's important. Why not robots? Why do people, as well as robots? Because I do believe you just send both people and robots together. I don't believe it's an either or thing. I think it's both, but it's expensive and it's dangerous. I feel like a good video explaining why it's important, more than just the typical talking points. Like I know a lot of Elon Musk talks about a backup plan for humanity, which is good. It's important, but I don't think that's going to sway somebody who's struggling financially. They don't care. Because in their mind, backup planet is for Earth in case something goes wrong. In their mind, that's basically like they'll call that like a lifeboat for the rich. It won't ever affect them in their mind. I feel like we need to do a better job of explaining how human spaceflight affects the everyday person and why it's important and why we should spend money on that. I think that would be a really good video. And if you guys have any ideas in terms of things, maybe some bullet points, some talking points for that, feel free to leave them in the comments, or if you're on the Discord server, you know, leave some give me some ideas there. Just leave your thoughts in the Discord server or the comments down below. Either way. But yeah, those are that's what I'm looking at for the end of the year. But again, with my day job, it's going to be harder and harder as it gets closer to the end of the year. And I wanted to also kind of do kind of a revamp of maybe the intro. The intros, I've had that for a couple of years now, the intro to my videos. I want to do a channel trailer as well. But also the beginning of the year, I got to start thinking about content for the Space Launch System Artemis 1 mission. There's a bunch of stuff I'd like to do for that. Someone had a list of videos I wanted to do or want to create, including like a launch profile like I've done for some other rockets if you haven't seen those, as well as an overview video and just some more in-depth stuff regarding Artemis 1. Kind of want to do something more personal for that as well. I do plan on going down for that launch. Anyway, what time is it here? I lost my browser. There we go. Anyway, I've been on for close to about 30 minutes now, so I've gotten to the time I wanted to get to, and I appreciate you guys tuning in tonight. And I know it's not as long as it usually is, and there's no Kerbal Space Program, but I figured I'd come in on and let you guys kind of hang out, chat, see where things are. You said Black Ginger. You said ISS replacement and why space is both great video ideas. Thanks. Yeah. So I'll try to work on some of those as well. But yeah, I'm gonna probably call this stream wrap this stream up. I appreciate you guys tuning in and watching all my videos and tuning into live streams, and I hope there will be a lot more content in the future, and someday soon I hope this will be essentially my full-time job. Not there yet, but like all things, you got to grow. So any guys have any parting thoughts? I'll let you guys say anything in the chat. Black Ginger, you said good night. Yeah, good night. What time is it? It's 7:50 my time. So yeah. It's It's been a long day here, a long day today too. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up. Thanks for tuning in, and until next time, Ad Astra, and hopefully we'll have another video this week. See y'all later. Bye.